Got it. I also need to freeze that because you know it's about to start on Facebook and then we're all going to hear a severe echo. There we go. Got that. Hey, Bobby's there. What's up, Bob? All right, we're going to get started right now, everybody. Okay. We got people that want to be admitted. We got a lot of people on the call. Very exciting. Thank you so much. You guys, if it looks like I'm tired, it's because I am tired. I threw a rib. I don't even know how I did it, but I've got a rib out in my back. It's always something, isn't it? And so I've not slept well the last 2 nights. And when I don't sleep well, I've noticed I get a little bit of a lazy eye. My one eye starts to like shut on its own. And I'm like, wake up. Hey, what are you doing there? Just bear with me. We've got a great call tonight. And if you'd like to go share this ER Shred Come Alive call on your wall or to your story, please do so. You can find it on Crystal Escobar's main Facebook account and go share it from there. I want to, before we start, I want to share some appreciation for Shredder Nation, the Hearts of ER Shred, and to the board, Heather, Susan, Jesse, and Bob. I have the utmost respect for each of you, and my heart is so full of joy to be working with all of you. And I wrote some thoughts because otherwise I get scattered, and, just bear with me. Back at the end of May, I shared with Crystal that I could not continue to do the weekly calls and be active in the community while moving our home of 16 years, which we had sold. I knew I would overdo it and that the move would require all of our attention, which it absolutely did. It was so painful, emotionally, mentally, and physically. We got it done, and we still have our marriage intact and our family still together. I remember Crystal, when I told her that we're going to have to take a break from ER, she was concerned. She said, what about everything we've worked to build? What if we lose the momentum we've invested so much towards? What about all the other people we're working with who've given so much? What if us being away hurts them? That's tough. That's a tough one because Crystal's right on all accounts. It's scary to step away from something because ER Shred, for instance, has become like a baby to many of us, and you don't abandon your baby. So we did decide to abandon the baby, which didn't feel good at all. We decided that this could be an experiment to gauge our entire community's collective level of progress overall. I'm talking about all of us and what we all can individually toss up on the fire for the benefit of the whole. ER Shred, the concept, the protocol, and the community is only in its 22nd month, so not even 2 years old. Still, how could we effectively determine that ER Shred is bigger than Crystal and I, that it's bigger than any one person, that it matters, that it is filling a need for people's lives, that it's empowering people, that people are finding joy in it and growing, that they're making new friends, and that they have a sense of belonging? So we stepped away, and guess what happened? Other people, so many that I can't not even name names, but other people stepped up their game for the benefit of the whole, which is what we had hoped for. They took the baton and they ran with it. So I'm so amazed and grateful for what you have all done. And I want to thank you for not only keeping things afloat, but things have actually accelerated. ER Shred is in propulsion mode. And what's crazy about that is summer isn't even over. Summer's usually a slow time, and yet we're accelerating. So put your seatbelts on, you guys. It's going to be fun. And we're going to help restore the hope of so many good people. A few other announcements. Our group shredders are on day 5. How are we doing, people? How are we doing? We want to know. We want to hear it. We want to feel you. We want to hear the results and how you're doing. Please, please don't be shy. Don't be one of those people that doesn't show up and share, because if you'll just add your little bit, it just makes everything so much better for all involved. So those people that are showing up tonight get it. And I hope you understand why it's so important that we all do this. Special thanks to Chief Shred Educator Heather Seeka-Leonard, who gave a makeover to our two main websites, which does take a tremendous amount of time and talent. Thank you, Heather. You personify leadership and what I am going to refer to as a take initiative and get some shit done attitude. That's you, Heather. If you guys all want to check out the content, just go to ershred.com, which is the main site, and then ershred.biz is the site around sharing the shred and the opportunity of Shred. So please make sure to thank Heather. If you haven't, you probably haven't, because this is all new, but she does so much and she should be thanked for everything on an ongoing basis because she shows up. Got to give it up for 3 most active participants in the 25 day group challenge that we had, which were Kathy Martinez, Sarah O'Bannon, and Isabel Marin. These people showed up big time. And thank you to Tony Trowbridge for putting on the challenge and for that idea. It was all excellent. And I hope you guys also were able to glean some motivation from all of that. Jesse Jemnick had a great call last night. Meaty content. Awesome, awesome, awesome stuff. I hope you guys love seeing all his posts with his son, and he calls him Coach Grayson. It's so cool. And I love everything he's putting out there. So thanks for that. Bob Seawright, Rick, and Natasha Whedon for last week's Shredders Unite call. Thank you. Bob's going to have another call tomorrow night. I believe he'll post if he's going to. And so that's all I had for lots and lots of announcements. Thank you for bearing with me. Our first share of the night, and I'm sure we posted a disclaimer somewhere. I know I put it on the Facebook share that, these are just results. These are just people's stories. We do not intend to treat, cure, prevent any illness. That is not the nature of what we're doing. Nicole Berger, I don't know if you made it on. There you are. I see you. Can you unmute?
I'm here. Yeah.
Ah, right, Nicole, what's up?
Nothing. Life's good right now. I'm slowing down at work and ready to start vacation for a couple weeks. So
good for you. Good for you. Before we start, where are you calling from?
I am calling from Des Moines, Iowa.
Des Moines, Iowa. And who was the superhero who shared ER Shred with you?
Kathy Peters shared ER Shred with me. She pretty much said, I'm doing this and you're doing this with me. And I said, okay, let's go.
Those are the best kind of friends.
Yep.
Yeah, you're coming.
Yep, you're in.
That's awesome, Nicole. And Nicole, what's your passion?
Oh gosh, my passion's probably coaching tennis.
Oh, very cool. How long have you been doing that?
Oh gosh, probably close to 20 years, I would think, maybe a little more.
That's cool. Very cool. All right, very cool. So we know a little bit more about you. And how long have you been ER shredding?
I'm almost to 10 months right now.
Neat. Isn't that great?
So,
10 months. And tell us I want to kind of open it up to you to tell your story, part of your story, whatever. We'd love to hear an update, how things are going and how it's all been.
Okay, so where do I even start? So I would say definitely the holidays and different events like that. I wasn't perfect all the time, but I'm also trying to make it more of like a lifestyle, which has been super, super great. And I have to say that when I hit my protein that I need to have like every day, I feel so much better. And I can go on like 4 or 5 hours of sleep and I can really like have super high energy and work out and be able to teach tennis, 8-10 hours a day in the heat and just totally rock it out. So it's a whole different.
So you notice a different level of satiation, empowerment around your ability to perform and do.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, cool. What other benefits have you realized overall?
Emotionally, it's been a big change. I notice when like I go off or I have a piece of cake here and there, my emotional level is not the same.
Right.
As far as just being more relaxed and like any sort of problem comes up, I can just handle it. It's not a big deal. Especially with 2 little kids and a couple puppies running around, there's times you kind of lose your cool. But if I'm on track and on target, like that really doesn't happen much. So
Isn't that wild? Yeah, it's wild that such things as food and what we put in that mouth actually does affect our emotional health and our ability to deal and cope and thrive
right.
emotionally.
Well, and it's crazy because I'm starting to see it with my daughter. She's 5, and if she eats gluten or a bunch of sugar or something, or definitely red dyes, like she gets real emotional real fast.
Right. And we don't have the self-awareness. Even us adults never learned the self-awareness around how is that affecting us and how do we perceive that? How do we interpret it? How do we stop, contributing to it? We don't have that awareness.
Right.
I mean, I didn't learn that until I was 40 years old. That's crazy.
Right. Well, I just turned 40 2 weeks ago. So it's been cool to really emotionally sit down and go, why am I eating this? What's like, does it really taste that good? And then 2 hours later, how do I feel? Like, was that worth eating that? And it's figured out that like most of the things, it's just not. It's not, I'd rather have my beef stick or a steak or, something else.
So give me an idea, Nicole. I got to ask you, 10 months into this, obviously it's kind of become some level of a lifestyle, right?
Right.
You're forming your blueprint, right? So how different is Nicole Berger today than 10 months ago?
Oh, complete 180.
Really? What does that look like? What did the Nicole Berger of 10 months ago look like compared to this? Hey, Crystal.
Hi.
Say hi to Crystal.
Hello.
Let me get rid of this mic. I'm gonna have to we can't share this mic, so we're gonna ditch this part. Hold on. Okay, Nicole, can you hear us?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Okay, sorry to interrupt. I was listening on Facebook. I was watching while I was doing dishes. So.
Oh, perfect.
So Nicole, yeah, what thanks for joining us.
Yeah, this is fun.
What's the difference between you now and you then? What are some of those differences?
One is like the other day I felt myself getting just emotional about what does the future hold and where am I going to go career-wise and stuff like that. And then I just kind of slowed down and said, you know what, like, what if I just live in the moment? Like, what if I just hang out with my kids today and then another door will open and, it'll be just fine. So it's some of kind of almost taking a step back instead of going, go, 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 go. Like, what if I just eat healthy right this minute? And what if I, do what I need to do for my family right now rather than constantly plan and prep and do all that sort of thing.
You're talking about being, I feel like you're talking about being present.
This is what Sean's been talking about for like the last year.
Yes.
I think there's some pretty massive value in learning to be present.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and I'll tell you, my 5 and 6-year-old, they know when I'm present and when I'm not, and when things are going on, and they feel my energy and my emotions, and I realize like they need me, especially during the summer, so.
Yep.
100%. Well, that's so fun. And have other people noticed a difference in you? Has anybody said anything?
I've had a few people, especially like my Pilates instructor, my massage therapist. There's like, whoa, your body is totally different than it was. And, it's changing. You're getting so much more muscle mass. I mean, I would be surprised if I haven't gained at least 15, 20 pounds of muscle mass.
Yeah.
Wow.
I haven't done the massive weight loss. I've lost 30 to 35 pounds.
Yeah.
But really, after Tony threw up the 25-day challenge, I kind of switched my view to gaining more muscle mass and really working out harder. And that has made like a huge difference too. So
I want to be the community. Congrats on the muscle gains. That's fantastic. I want to be the community that doesn't just focus entirely on weight loss, because I think that's, I want to be a community where everybody feels welcome and never any shame and never any regret, remorse, or guilt. And don't you agree?
Yeah, meet you where you're at and also get away from the destination that we're always so used to having, like you were talking about, just these goals that we're always constantly trying to get to the destination, but just meet people where they're at and just be on this journey and enjoy where we're at on the journey.
Yeah. Yeah. That's beautiful, Nicole. Thanks for bringing attention to that. That actually is beautiful. Is there anything else you'd like to share in the way of an update or inspiring others, or anything you'd like to say to anyone else out there?
Yeah. So number one is I was really struggling with some health problems when the ER shred was introduced to me. And those have all cleared up. I mean, I had a friend say, you know what, can you just go get your blood work checked? And I said, no problem, I will. And everything's, 100% spot on. Because I feel like a lot of people look at it and go, oh my God, you're eating so much red meat and bacon and all this stuff. And it's like, my body likes it. Like my body needs it. It's fuel for my body, So if you're on the fence, like, should you jump in or not? Like 100% just go for it. You're going to feel amazing after 11 days. Well, I didn't feel amazing after 11 days. It took me probably 33 days just because I had a lot of health things that I had to detox and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But the other thing is that if you you jump into the 11 day is be active, be present. I mean, I watch a lot of the Tuesday calls. I watch a lot of the Wednesday calls, especially if I feel myself starting to kind of get off track. I jump into the group, I start posting, I start interacting so that I can get back on track and really get back in the community. So
love that. Everything you're saying is just perfect. I mean, it just feels like you're guiding people along. You're a veteran now and you know your stuff. You do.
Right?
You do. You're saying everything that I would hope that you would say, and we certainly didn't rehearse this. So thank you so much.
Happy anniversary, you two.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Nicole. You're awesome. We appreciate you so much. I should go ahead and have everybody put swords up for you just because I just think that's the funnest thing. Everybody throw your swords up for our ER Shred Warrior, Nicole.
Thank you,
She's
Nicole.
amazing. I mean, she is just amazing and killing it. And please keep showing up, Nicole. Guys, if you have any questions for Nicole based on her journey, that's what's cool about our community. Just reach out to her, reach out and ask how things are going. And if you have any concerns or questions about yourself, she's not a medical professional per se. She can't give medical advice, but based on her own experience, you might learn a few things. Cool. All right, Crystal. Thank you, Nicole. Next up, we have Bernard Hernandez. You there, Bernard?
I'm here.
He's in beautiful Hawaii. Look at this.
Oh, lucky.
What a dirty dog. He is in Hawaii right now.
It's a great.
Okay, Bernard, where are you calling from?
Los Angeles.
LA. What's your who introduced ER Shred to you?
Ava and my sister actually introduced it to me.
Okay, Ava, we're going to hear from next. Way cool. And Ava and your sister, awesome. And what's your passion?
Music.
Oh, cool. Which music? What kind?
I'm open to anything with soul, anything that you can feel the heart come through it, and I'm pretty much all about all of that.
Great, that's
love
great.
that.
Very cool, very cool. So, tell us the story. Why ER Shred? How ER Shred? What's unfolded for you, and how long you've been doing it?
This actually, I haven't even finished my first month with ER Shred, so I did one cycle, and how I got here was it. I don't want to say totally by accident, but I had a slip and fall, which led me to go to see the doctor, and the fall wasn't what was alarming him. My blood pressure is what was alarming him. And I would always be one of those guys that would be like, someday I'm going to get serious with my health and I'll make some decisions that are right for me. But that kind of put everything in, you got to do it now. So my sister, who's been active for a long time, and Ava said, you got to, this is what we're doing. Would you like to give this a shot? And I had no question about it. As soon as they talked to me about it, I was on board. So
very cool. Very cool. How long ago was that?
I want to say 3 or 4 weeks ago. So I haven't finished 1 month here yet.
You haven't finished the month, and give us an idea what's unfolded for you so far.
Well, after the first 11-day cycle, I lost about 16 pounds and about 15 inches off my body, which was really exciting for me. And I'm not saying that the weight loss is the goal, but to see results that quickly and not feel terrible doing it was amazing. It was ridiculous to me that this thing works the way it works. Like, I get to eat bacon, I get to eat beef jerky, I get to eat chicharron, I get to eat eggs, everything I love, I'm not losing out on, and it's part of the deal, and it's just crazy to me that this is actually working the way it's working.
Yeah, because there's you don't have the deprivation and the starvation. Like, we used to preach nutritional abundance, but it felt punishing. And now I mean, you're just satisfied. You're filled up, and so that's exciting.
The great part about it was after I got things in order and started getting going, because I used to, every time I ate before, I used to get really tired right after, really tired. And I haven't had that ever since I started this. Like, my energy is up, my clarity is up, like, I'm more productive at work, especially on cleanse days. The busier I am, the better I am, so.
You've got that contrast now. You've been able to see the difference in how you feel fueling with what serves you and what your body kind of thanks you for. And you have that perspective of how you feel when you were feeding your body most likely things that weren't serving you and weren't your ideal fuel. Right. So that's pretty empowering.
Right.
That is empowering. Any other non-scale victories that you've noticed?
My blood pressure, which was alarming the doctors, that has come down within normal range. I'm getting off of the meds. They said that as long as I change my lifestyle, I'll be able to get off of the meds, and that's happened. So I'm just going for another checkup this upcoming Friday in order to make sure all my triglycerides are okay and everything else is okay. But I'm feeling fantastic.
Great. Any other questions for Bernard?
No questions, but I like how you mentioned the energy levels, because we had to do the whole move out thing over the summer, and I'm just surprised at how much we were able to just go all day, every day. Yeah, that's exciting. Does that excite you, Bernard, just to feel like you have a charge and you have a great outlook on life? And
I feel 10 years younger. I used to wake up feeling achy, and I'm going to be 50 this upcoming year, and I feel like I'm in my 30s again. So it's crazy.
You came alive, brother. You came alive. We're going to put swords up for Bernard for sure. Yeah, Bernard, you the man. Anything else you'd like to share before we let you go?
I would just like to say that if anyone's thinking about, making this decision, the great thing is that there's a plan, there's direction. You don't have to question, are things going to get better? Because as long as you follow it, it really does. So I would say get going in the direction of your health as soon as possible.
Yeah, I agree. You're a great example. I hope you'll keep showing up, because we want to just keep following your journey. You're a warrior now. You're a hero. You pushed back. You took back control. You should be very proud of yourself. I hope you are. Everyone that comes on here should be very proud of themselves. It's not easy, and you're doing it. So way to go, brother.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right.
Thank you.
We're going to bring on Ava, who was the one. Ava Zapanta? Is that how you say it, Ava? Zapanta?
Yes, you got it.
Cool,
yes.
Cool. So
Hi.
Ava, hello. This is Crystal.
Hi, Crystal. Nice to meet you.
I've been going back and forth with Ava for a couple weeks, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you for being willing to share it tonight.
Absolutely. I love you guys' Facebook group. I love you guys' team. I want to recognize Bernard and Rosie. Actually, she's on day 1 today, and she's a vegan, and I think she's having a steak today with her partner Kat. So
wow, that's big.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Rosie. And I just want to give a shout out to Bernard, who's my brother. He's been, on Isagenix a really long time, and he's been off for a while. And he came back in, like he said, and his sister, she's the kind of person that'll work out every day or twice a day on the 11-day shred, and she's a doctor of physical therapy. And I know that she, besides the weight loss and the blood pressure, she's just like, I just need my brother, And so to hear that his blood pressure went back to normal. Obviously, we need to stay compliant. After 4 days, like, it makes me emotional because I know we're giving people their lives and their time back, right? Bernard's also a father. And I was just very impressed that when I followed up with him, because he's been in MLM, he's a veteran as well for a really long time. I said, you know, we should shout this from the rooftops. Everybody deserves to feel this good. And I said, talk about your journey. If you don't want to share your numbers, that's fine. They're phenomenal. And I said, throw up a before and after picture. And right away he said, girl, I already did. He got like 120 something likes and like 60 comments. And there's already been like, you know, he's talking with somebody tomorrow, but there's been several calls. So I'm not worried about him. So, but I just wanted to give kudos to my teammates. I'm really, really proud of them.
That's so fun. How does it make you feel, the impact? I mean, the impact, you've had this impact on him, you know what I mean? Like, I know his sister did too, but how does that make you feel as a human being?
It just makes me feel like, as a human being, I feel like innately we are meant to connect with people. Right. And one thing, his sister, even if I mentor her, she is a badass, you know, woman, mom. I surround myself with amazing people. I have a very small inner circle. And one thing she said to me years ago is she said, whenever you go into a place, you always want to leave it better than what it was. And I've always loved helping people. And I always knew that I had a huge heart. I lead from the front. I'm very confident only because I failed over and over and over again in so many different projects and enterprises and companies to be able to have the confidence and just the cadence to be able to speak about something confidently. And so I feel like as long as, you know, even if other people don't believe I spoke about this, and I mean, I wrote about this in one of our posts in the ER Shred Facebook, is that people can feel, and just energetically, when you 100% believe in something, like you really don't have to sell it. So they can hear in my voice the confidence when I say, this is going to work. This is something that you need to do. You know, if these are really your goals, this is going to take you there. You just have to be willing. And as a coach, and as somebody who's been coaching for a really long time, I've always been like, you take one step, I'll take two, but you have to take the first step. So I knew with Bernard, it was just a matter of time. He just needed to decide and commit, just like everybody on this journey. It's a decision. Once you commit, that's it. Like, it's a mindset thing, right? And so, I mean, it feels amazing, but I also know that it's just the beginning of the whole domino effect. And Bernard is a leader, and he's large in his community. He has a huge heart and very responsive to everybody, that I know it's just going to be a matter of time until there's a very large following because of his story. And he didn't even put his numbers up. I had to go in the comments and say, well, this is how much he lost. But the picture says it's 1,000 words, right? You see the immediate before and after. It looks like he lost 50 pounds, but he didn't. Yeah,
I'm loving everything you're saying, because I think if everyone on this call and everyone that hears this, if it interests you to share the shred for the reasons that Ava just talked about, then you know what? Get beyond yourself and do that, because of what we're witnessing right here, because of the effect
right
this has had on Bernard's life. And obviously, Ava, we got to get to your story.
Okay.
I was just admiring the support in the relationship, the brother-sister bond. That's so fun.
Yeah.
These are not brother sister.
Oh, I thought you were saying.
No, we're not. But you know, everybody looks related.
Sister, it is.
Yeah. Bernard
is
has a humongous family. I haven't talked to him in a couple of years, but like
Okay.
the culture I've kind of integrated within my team is it doesn't matter, because even Rosie, who's on here, it doesn't matter if I haven't talked to them in like 2, 3, 4, 5 years. Once I talk to them, because the connection and the sentiment is there, and they know that I love and care about them and their families, it's like time just never passed. You know, it's like just the same as yesterday, right?
Yeah.
We trust each other, we love each other. It's back to what it was. Yeah.
I resonate with that as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Okay,
Ava,
back to my story.
your ER shred story.
Yeah.
How long ago did you start?
Okay, I don't want to take over the call, and obviously I'm talkative and I like to talk a lot, and I'm transparent. So, and I hope I don't cry, because it's such a long story. So I'll try to stick with just the main thing being the main thing. I started Isagenix 12 years ago in March of 2010. I started in network marketing 19 years ago. So I was 20, I'm 39, I'll be 40 this year.
Mm-hmm.
So in terms of having lots of experience and failures and all of that, my first month on the program traditionally was 16.5 pounds, 25 inches, went from a size 12 to a size 8. I believed in the products. I built the business. I was part of the Start 1000, you know.
I know that, yeah.
Yep. And so I was within, 35 and under. I hit 3-star, all of that stuff. I modified the program during my pregnancy. My ex and I have an Isa baby. She's made out of chocolate shakes. I joke, she's so beautiful and smart and resilient. And I built it knowing that because my father was in the Navy and he was stationed a lot everywhere. So he wasn't like present or home a lot, if you know about, the military. And I knew that if I ever wanted to have a family, I wanted to be a mom and be there and present. So I retired. He's my ex-husband, but I retired my then husband at the time, who was a chef, a Ramsay chef. Among other things, we were both entrepreneurs, and we were stay-at-home parents for a really long time, and I built it. Without getting into the ugly, as with every organization, there were some things that had happened. And one thing you'll know about me in terms of transparency and honesty is I'm not a fake person. I say it how it is. Integrity is number one to me. If this is what you say you're about, and you're about natural health and empowering women, then be that way 100% of the time. And when we had a falling out with our mentor, who is like top tier of the tier of the tier, I'm not gonna lie, I stepped away from mentoring with that millionaire. It was very hurtful to me. And I started building other businesses. And so my ex and I owned a merchant service company where we had clients who owned businesses, and we ran portfolios where we earned residuals that way, like point of sales. You hear about different companies like, different point of sales, or instead of PayPal, any business that takes credit and debit cards, we hook those businesses up. We also got involved, and we've always been kind of philanthropists, where we've raised money for a lot of different, raised a lot of donations, different causes, whether, it's Puerto Rico or somebody going through the floods, or, there's something going on in the world here. We always like to give back. So we did that. We are also very active in the community, where we are very anti-racist and got involved with nonprofits. And then recently we got involved with, food apps that are supposed to launch, and investments, unfortunately, that have risks that may or may not work out. And so through my entire journey, fortunately, but unfortunately, I've always been on the Isa products, Crystal and Sean. I've always believed in the products. However, in the last 2 years, what kind of happened with me and my health journey was, I think, because regardless of whatever social media showed and whatever was happening outside of closed doors, that whole old story, I don't want to cry, like how you boil a frog. You guys have heard that, right? It's your environment. You don't just throw the frog into boiling water. You basically put it in the pot and you turn up the heat until eventually it boils. I believe that's exactly what was happening with me in my relationship and in my marriage, with PTSD and the abuse and all that stuff. And so I actually got, my nervous system was tired, to be frank, of being on eggshells the entire time. And it was not supposed to be in fight or flight forever. And I started getting sick. I started, literally my hormones, I started developing tremors in my arms and in my legs and in my limbs. I started developing hives, and I didn't know what was wrong with me. And I was still like 37, 38. And I went to the doctor, and they couldn't figure it out. And then they said, "Oh, are you highly irritable? Do you have anxiety?" I said, "Oh yeah, all the time. Look at all these plates I have in the air. Like, I'm in charge, and I lead so many people, and I'm a mom, and I'm an entrepreneur, and I run multiple businesses. Like, how am I not highly irritable?" And he said, "Well, you're not supposed to be like that." And so I'm a firm believer in your mental health being as important as your physical and your emotional / spiritual health.
And was this all leading up to ER?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. And how long ago did you first do ER?
I just finished my first month, and I'm going to start my second shred next on
Okay.
Monday.
So
Yeah.
you're already
I'm very
sharing.
new. I'm
You're
a
already
baby.
sharing with people.
Oh yeah, right away.
Yeah. So give us an idea what unfolded for you. Like it sounds like you were like me. It sounds to me like you were hitting rock bottom. Is that about right?
I was. I'll tell you what, Sean, I was diagnosed with hyperthyroidism and Graves' disease. I was producing too much thyroid hormone. I had to have 2 biopsies because they didn't know if I had cancer here. And then also for the first time, like I actually saw a psychiatrist, and he's like, you're completely depressed and you need to get on antidepressants. And the combination of those pills with the antidepressants, even if it helped me feel better internally, caused massive weight gain, like 20, 30, 40, 50. I stopped looking. Okay. And it didn't matter what I did. It just kept on piling on. So when I would go to the doctors, I would have to turn around because I did not want to see. I was so inflamed. I felt better inside, but my outsides sucked. So I made the decision about 5 months ago. I walked away from 17-year relationship, 15-year marriage, and I'm a very meticulous person. I'm an overthinker. I process really fast. I'm 2-3 steps ahead, probably because of the way I was raised and all the trauma and all of that. And I said, you know what? There's no way. I said, my daughter and I deserve better than this. And I'm going to, as one of my life coaches says, I'm going to create the life that I want for my daughter and I. So I left, and I'm now in a different state. And I knew I needed to heal for several months. And one thing I didn't tell you, Sean and Crystal, is that I actually tried the ER shred, I want to say a month or 2 ago, for like 2 days by myself. I didn't tell anyone. I was like, let me see how this is. So I had like steak, hard-boiled egg, and I was like, you know what? Mentally, I know I'm not there. Like, I'm not committed to this. Okay. So I stopped. And what's funny, and if there's a tip that I have for anyone, it's that, okay, so maybe it's just women, but we, well, you know, society tells us we need to look a certain way. And unfortunately, social media, everyone's airbrushed, nobody has blemishes, stretch marks, all that crappy stuff, right? And so women, well, at least I do, like, I feel like we deal with a lot of value and self-worth issues of like what we're supposed to look like. But one thing, even if I've been working on my personal growth and self-esteem forever, is that if you're not going to do something for yourself, like you don't have that maybe strength or self-esteem within you to do it or have the self-love for yourself, which is something I'm constantly working and growing on because I have to, obviously, for my daughter and I, have somebody else do it with you so that you guys can hold each other accountable and do it for them. And so a lot of my decisions have been like, I need to lead from the front. I can't lead this woman and tell her to leave this person if I'm not in a healthy relationship. I'm not in congruency with what I'm putting out there. I need to walk the walk and talk the talk, right? So my girlfriend, Maria, who Bernard knows, she's been my friend since high school. She's been one of my cleansers for like 11 years. She said, Abe, I've got to go on a cruise. I'm going to lose 20 pounds. I need a cleanse. I said, okay, you know what, Maria, screw it. Let's do it. I said, I've been holding off on doing this ER shred, but I know it freaking works. I've been watching them. I said, let's do it together. I think it might be hardcore for like the first 11 days, but it freaking works. Are you in? Let's do it. She said, okay.
Sweet. So can you, we've got 2 more shares after you. So
yep. And I'll finish all my results. I'm so sorry.
No, you're good. I love it. I love the opportunity to get to know you better. And I hope you'll keep being active in the group because you are very inspirational.
Yeah.
So with that in mind, like what unfolded for you? Went on it? What did you realize? What benefits? So forth.
Right. So after my first 4 days, I was texting Bernard and Bernadette and posting because a lot of people like to watch you on social media, especially in your stories, but then they don't say anything. They just creep on you, right? And so even if I'm not active in posting every day on my daily wall, I have like a little bit of an audience where they're looking at what my little reality show or my life is behind the stories. And so sometimes I'll coach or give tidbits about business or network marketing or being a parent or whatever. And so after 4 days, I was like, I weighed myself 3 times, you guys, because I was like, how did I lose 10? How am I down 10 pounds in 4 days? This is crazy. And the whole come alive that you're talking about, I was like, okay, what am I supposed to have this much energy? Like, I have so much energy.
Yeah.
And it'd been so long because I was injured and I was tired and I was depressed and all that. And I had so much energy. I wanted to work out. I wanted to be active. I was loving those endorphins. Here's one thing I'll share, because I've been cleansing for 12 years, right? This is the first 2-day cleanse, you guys, where I drove to California 5 hours after a 2-day cleanse. I was expecting to make like 5 million stops for the bathroom. I did not. I was fine. I packed my chicken, my bacon, my hard-boiled eggs. Like, I brought my groceries in a cooler. I cooked it at Burn. I was prepped because I was committed to the lifestyle. And I couldn't believe in that 2-day cleanse that I did not have a freaking headache, because I always get headaches. So
Cool.
That's something that surprised me. So at the end of the 11 days, you guys, I think I released like 13.8 pounds and over 23 inches, but I'm definitely down a couple dress sizes. And everyone who's seen me, even if it's just after a week or a month, they're like, you look like you've lost 20 pounds. And I haven't, but I know that I'm building lean muscle mass. Even when I came back from California, I worked out that morning and then drove 5 hours and worked out that night. And I was like, who am I? Why am I doing a 2-day?
You're lit.
Yeah, I was yeah. And what I noticed afterwards, you guys, as I was doing the rest of the 15 days and adding one thing in, I was like, you know what? Doing the ER shred with the clean protocol, I actually felt more energy that way, eating cleaner.
Yeah.
Because I was going through, building my blueprint, and I was like, oh, my body doesn't like that. Oh, definitely doesn't like that. So I don't know. I just feel like this is how everybody's supposed to feel. They're supposed to feel amazing, high energy all the time. I was getting up earlier than my alarm clock. I was sleeping super deep. It was just high energy all the time. My mental clarity was amazing. So
we all got to throw swords up. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's amazing. You are lit. You are so lit. I can see how you're influencing others. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ava.
Ava, we got to get to these next people,
Yep.
but
Thank
man, mad respect. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Mad respect.
Loved hearing your story. I wish we had more time. I'd love to hear more.
All right, you guys, we got to get to Tammy. Has it Cottrell? Cottrell? Is that how you say it?
Cottrell.
Tammy, you're there. How you doing?
Tammy.
Good. How are you? Hi.
Well, welcome. Where are you calling from?
Thank you. I am in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Cool. Who shared ER Shred with you?
My sister, Sherry Stowe, got me going on Isagenix a while back, and along with some support from Melanie and Glenn Shrubham, if I say their names correctly, but they've really been support along with my sister who's been at my side.
Neat. That's good to have support. And what's your passion in life?
Outside of my daughter, who you could see during the call walking behind and all of that, softball and coaching. I've played since I was 5, all but probably a good 5 years, which I'll get into. And I've coached my daughter ever since she was 5 through just recently. She graduated from high school. So I've coached her whole life as well.
Way cool.
That's awesome.
I love the diversity of the community, all the different interests and talents and gifts and passions. It's so fun. So give us an idea. What's your ER Shred story?
Well, I've been on Isagenix for a while, and I started shredding in November. I actually had to take some notes because I pulled out my journal today that I keep. And I started shredding in November of 20, and I shredded through August of 21. felt so great, so awesome. You know, not even just how I looked, even though I did post pictures way back when, but felt great. And during that time, was obviously involved in a lot of travel softball and whatnot. And I have actually been able to share the shred with a couple of other folks who have jumped on board with me, as well as my daughter's softball mates. They haven't been shredding, but they loved and appreciated every weekend when I brought the protein balls instead of them having other crappy snacks. I mean, they were begging for them. I would show up with my eggs and bacon or steak, and they're like, wait, you're not eating the ball field burgers and all of that. And I'm like, no. And so that was a feel good just to see even the youngers, you know, I mean, they're teenagers, but that they were just so excited. And they're like, wow, you look healthy, you feel healthy. I mean, everybody was just like, wow. Then I was going into have back surgery. So I had back surgery in October. I stayed on Isagenix, not like I wanted. But I did, I had a fusion of my L5S1, and I will tell you, just like I know I posted on the page, I'll just be really quick. It was the second best decision outside of the shred that I've made for myself and my body and my family. I've been a single mom for 7 years. And when I started feeling like I wasn't going to be here tomorrow, you know, I was collapsing and whatnot, I had to do something. So anyway, I had the surgery, I feel great. And getting back on the Isagenix, knowing that I wanted to just jump back into this. I feel differently. Just the community support that I have received in the past from the Facebook and the accountability that, you know, it's totally different. Like, I know I'm not doing this alone. And that's what I had to really bring back is like, you're not alone in this, even though it's me here. My daughter and I actually just moved to Charlotte 2 months ago, and, you know, we don't know anyone. And so, but now I get to share my journey with other folks here as well. That's how I feel. And when I talk about it, like we're out at the pool and I'm like, nope, I'm shredding or I'm doing this. And they're like, you're what? You know? And, Sean, thank you. Kudos. You sent me one of the past calls, and I just ordered the exact same hat today. So I have another cool hat to wear. So I'm into hats, so especially in the summer. But I don't know. It's a lifestyle and it's a change. And, you know, I don't weigh, I don't measure. I can't tell you the last time I did any of that. I have goal dresses in my closet. Like, I purposely buy a dress, like, just to feel, you know, and my daughter works at Express, and I'm always going in, like, trying on stuff. And I'm like, oh, I'm not quite there. And she's like, but you will be, you know? And so it's just, she's a breath of fresh air and encouragement as well for me. And so anyway, I know that was a lot, but
you're empowered though. Like, that's what I took away, was that you are an empowered individual.
I am.
I want everybody, you know, if you can look it up, it's called This Is Us, and it's a show that Crystal and I have been watching.
I love it.
It is.
Oh, you're watching it?
It's just like,
it's so good. Such
Yeah.
a feel-good movie that gets your emotions.
it really is. Yeah.
I can't tell you how emotional I get based on my career and what I've done for a living when I see this Kate, and she is going to the Overeaters Anonymous, and she's getting weighed, and it's these support groups, and you know, her complex that is formed as she grows up and compares herself to her mother and to other children, and the shame and the teasing, and I've got to tell you, like, what we're doing here is very important because we know the right way.
Yep, for sure. I guess if I don't know how many are going to hear this, but you know, a few things that I just jotted down is guilt is a no, period. Like, no. You know, you're going to fall. We all fall. Now I'm going to get emotional, but you're going to get picked back up again by yourself and just get back on. And that's right back. So guilt's a no. Do what works for you, right? Like, there is a plan, and you know, it's funny because I literally, you know, the shake days, I lay all my shakes out here and like, I know. And then like today is day one of my cleanse because I started Monday and my alarm clock goes off every hour just like to remind me, but you saw me drinking and then I'm drinking hot water. So like, it's just always something, and just do what is going to work for you and not anybody else. You can see the results and you can see how passionate we are and how we all feel about it, but just figure it out for you. And as far as exercise, I will tell you, obviously I wasn't able to do a lot, but I walk. I love to walk, and that's all I've done, to be honest. And I have lost a lot, but I feel good. And that for me is all I need right now. I wasn't able to do a lot for a long time. So don't push yourself. Do what is right for you.
Damn.
That is such perfect advice.
Woo!
Thank you. Very
Goosebumps.
well said.
Goosebumps.
Thank
We
you.
got to throw up swords for you, friend, and we got to move on. But my
Thank you.
goodness.
Appreciate you. Thanks.
You rock. Please keep showing up. I love you guys so much. All you wonderful, beautiful, like-minded people who get it.
Mhm.
Love this. Last one, Isabel. This is a hard one. Baumgartner, I think. I know how to say this. She taught me once before.
Baumgartner.
Yeah, you got it. You got
Baumgartner.
Isabel, how you doing?
Is that
it.
German?
Fantastic. How are you?
Good, good. We are so excited to have you on. Do you go by Bell too, don't you?
I go by Bell. Bell is way easier.
I knew that. And I remember when you've come on this call multiple times. I'm very grateful for you coming on again.
Absolutely.
You're amazing. So how long? Well, first of all, the questions, where are you calling from?
Oh, I'm calling from BC, Canada.
BC, Canada. Very cool. What's your passion?
My passion is truck driving and pole dancing.
Yeah, that's
I
cool.
want to learn that.
That's cool. I want to teach Crystal one of those, and it ain't truck driving. Crystal doesn't need to be taught.
Sign me up for that class.
What you shaking your head at, Susan? I'm just normal. It's okay. I'm married, man. All right, Belle. How long you been ER shredding?
I've been shredding since November last year.
Yes, November last year. And I have to tell you, I put official shred status in your posts because you are kicking ass. Like, you are killing it. What's going on with you and how's that all working?
Well, altogether, I've lost 125 pounds. Altogether.
Wow.
I've been stuck on the scale. I haven't weighed for a couple months now because I don't know if I hit a plateau or if my body's just saying, I need a break, man. I just need a break. Just go for the exercise and yeah, enjoy the shred.
You've got some newfound, I feel you have more confidence than the last time you were on this call. Do you feel more confident?
Yes, I feel way more confident.
I see that in you, and that actually gets me very, very happy because I remember interviewing you, and it's scary. You come on these calls, you don't know everybody. I mean, you're putting yourself out there, but I mean, I have noticed the changes in you. I'm just feeling and sensing the changes in you. What else do you have to say to all the people out there that are considering this? I guess you've been doing this for what is it, 9 months? What is that?
Yeah, November. Yeah, I think so.
Something like that. You got October, November. So yes, you're 9 months in.
Yeah.
You're 9 months in. Is there any turning back?
No, hell no. No, I even got my landlord hooked up to your shred.
Oh my gosh, it's so exciting. What other benefits have you noticed besides just weight loss? Not that it's just weight loss. Mad respect for the 125 pounds. You're amazing. You deserve that. That's amazing. What's different? Why is this different though?
From my energy to my energy or my motivation to exercise. Like, I wanted to do pole dance since I'm 14. I started in May this year. just because I felt good about myself. I felt confident about myself to finally get on that pole to make a full body workout.
Wow, that is so cool.
So it's not just, we do shut down in summer for trucking, so I need a backup plan. So
Well, I'm so impressed. I am so impressed. What I want to do while we have you on right here, Isabel, I want to allow, in essence of time, I do want to allow Susan and Jesse to say something, which is how we usually close out. So maybe we could do that. And Susan, if you had any other questions for Belle here, feel free. But I'd love to know, Susan, your take on all of these shares, and then we'll let Jesse close us out and charge us. How's that? Susan, by the way, by way of introduction, is our health professional. She is a holistic nurse, and she's an herbalist, and she's one of my dearest friends who I trust explicitly, and one of our most favorite people in the world. So Susan, what do you got to say to Belle here and beyond? What would you, what do you got to share?
I'll come back to Belle, but it's so nice that the whole board is on this call, and it's nice, and a happy anniversary to you guys. Belle, I mean, you got the market on yin and yang. You've got the masculine and the feminine with the truck driving and the pole dancing, but that's a hell of a workout. And I've actually been following you. I've kind of watched you like open up, Belle. So that's been enjoyable. And as it is with all of you, what great shares tonight. I'm sitting here and I'm thinking to myself, okay, so I'm in a weight loss group. Like, seriously, like this call is, there's so many things that we're talking about that are not that. We're talking about empowerment and freedom and confidence and self-development and finding a respect for our bodies. Jesse did a great call last night. Everyone should listen to on protein. Me and him are both bringing now flexibility in our diets, and using the empowerment and finding your true food blueprint and making that work for you. I've been having a conversation, and I'm planning on doing a live probably Friday, because we have other calls on this, and just about finding that balance. And then people that are always saying, well, I'm doing a shred. Well, are we doing a shred, or have we got our baseline and now we found how to live, how to feel amazing? Someone said it tonight, when I eat certain things, I don't feel right. And it's the experiential knowledge that pulls you back, not dogma, not something you read in the book or something someone told you. And, to be a part of this, I say it all the time, it's one of the most rewarding things I've ever done. And to see all of you and, what's happening for you in your lives, with weight loss being the least important thing in how you language it. So I love what this community is about, because it's really about meeting people where they are, supporting them in their journey, asking the right questions, and of course, you people that keep showing up like this, you light the way for others that are finding their way, because we have a lot of people that hide, and very compelling that you brought up This Is Us, Sean, because, there's many layers to that show. I mean, you turn it on, you're going to cry. But when you talk about Kate, I mean, they handle that really so well. And, to see that journey and the pain that's carried in that. And, for us, we don't have to do that anymore. We're walking each other. It makes me emotional. We're walking each other home in so many ways. And I did a post today, because what's on my heart is reverence, respect for our bodies, recognizing what's going on for our microbiome, that's intrinsically connected to the planet's microbiome. And what happens to us here is the self-awareness and the awakening that happens, that we tap in to these dynamics. And I just want to keep throwing that out there, because There's so much more here about what we're bringing to the planet. And as each one of you lights up, we change the world. That's all I got.
I love that. I love when you talk, Susan.
Thank you.
Just like, you know, thank you.
Thank you.
That
Beautiful,
does make me
beautiful.
emotional to think about, you know, like what the way we're able to really help. You know, when I think about Kate too, I'm like, I know I can help you. You know, it's like,
Yeah.
it's cool to know that we have something that really does help.
Beautiful. Jesse James Jamnick, our nutrition ambassador, is out there, I believe, and I want to give him the opportunity to just close us out with a positive charge. You out there, Jesse?
What's up, man?
Yeah.
Oh, do I miss you guys?
It's been a long
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
I almost right now want to do a pole dance to celebrate.
We're all here together.
I want to see that.
Like I seriously, like I don't tempt me. Don't tempt me. Tammy, I live in Charlotte, so you know somebody in Charlotte. You lied. I'm very close to you. I'm
He's
right up on
a
Mount-
no.
Yeah.
I'm
If you
right up
ever
on
need
Mount
anybody
Emily.
taken care of, if you ever need anybody, the muscle.
Yeah.
Anybody gives you shit, you give me a call. and let
I'm
me
calling
know.
you.
All I need is 15 minutes to get to the city.
Thank I love it.
Big old sword coming down. No, I loved what you said, and I just wanted to touch on a couple people, Sean, real quick, because that stood out. I mean, all of you have amazing stories, obviously, but Timmy, I have a 12-year-old daughter, and I just want to share with you that what I felt from you, I would want my daughter to learn from you. So I hope you take that as like, I mean, God, your daughter's so lucky to have you as that coach for so many years. You were saying things that I find myself saying to my daughter, and your daughter says to you. So kudos to you. And we don't realize like the impact. I don't know if you saw me going crazy, but the impact that we can have. Am I excited for us as adults? I am so excited for all of you. I don't let me take that away. But man, when we can teach the next generation that health is our greatest wealth. And you got to understand, without our health, we can't do anything. We can't motivate people. We can't work harder. We can't accomplish our dreams and goals. Like if you're sick and broken and you can't do something, how the hell are you going to have the energy to do that? And when we can show that next generation and they can pick up, kids, they pick up, what we put down, what we model. They catch that. They don't listen to what we say, right? That just goes in one ear, not the other. But damn, if we show them, so kudos to you. That's amazing. I mean, Isabel, kudos to you too. I watched your last call. You're a firecracker. We got to get together and do a deeper call because I need to know more about everything that's going on. And Susan, I don't know what else to say besides what Susan said. I mean, her and I are so on the same level. We talk so much and she's so right. I mean, what's going on intrinsically inside the body is 100% connected to Mother Nature. And I think that's one of the biggest problems. If we really look at, the last decades of where we've come from, we have gotten so out of line with the way that Mother Nature operates. And you got to look at it like you can think it's woohoo all you want, but I'm telling you, all you are as a human being is particles. You're particles in little circles. I mean, don't look at it any other way. And when we can fine tune that, and you can find that, we call it baseline, right? But when you can find that inner peace and that inner balance and that inner way, and it's really the way that we were designed to be. We just got in the way. We got in the way. We thought we were smarter. Well, look around, like we're not smarter than Mother Nature. We're not smarter, designing all these fancy foods and all these chemical concoctions and, cheating the food system. Like, as we've learned, like when we go back to the basics will always, always, always set us in the right direction. And I'm not going to dive in for the essence of time, but go listen to the video I even posted today, with 5 tips, because those 5 things can radically change you. Something as simple as hydration, protein, moving your body. And that doesn't, Timmy, walking is moving your body. Walking is an amazing exercise. So squash that limiting belief while you're at it too, and get that out of there, because walking is sitting up in your chair is moving. If that's where you're at, stimulating your body in any way whatsoever is moving. And if we just bring more of that, you guys will see your results will excel even more. If you get your hydration, your protein, your movement, if you're not so rigid with yourself, right? What Susan talked about, flexible dieting, like this whole rigidity, like we need the rigidity in the beginning. People are going to go, oh, Jesse, the 11-day, and go, damn straight, the 11-day. It's the best freaking health protocol on the face of the planet. I've said it from day one, and I'm going to keep preaching it from the rooftops, because look at the results. Find me that somewhere else, that somebody's been around 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 plus months, and the results are still coming for that person. Find me that in this industry, and then come fight with me. Until then, whoosh yourself, because I just don't have time, right? The results speak for themselves. Get those goals right, but be flexible. That's all part of your dieting and the way that you get there, and have the right attitude, right? We got to come in this thinking like, this is not tomorrow. We didn't get here in one day. We got here by years of, wrong information and me not making the right choices. And I know I've been there too. I look back, I wasted 20 years. Do we go boo hoo hoo? Or do we go, you know what, screw this, we got the power, let's go. And I believe this is the tracks that gives people that power, right? And it starts with nutrition. But as Susan pointed out, like, this is so much more than nutrition. This is the empowerment. We've talked about it, but gosh, don't we have so much of this now, Sean and Crystal? With so much, right? I mean, look around, get in the group, make sure that you're there, be invested, get committed to yourself, because you are so dang freaking worth it. You don't deserve to be in pain every day. You don't deserve to hurt every day. You don't deserve for other people to tell you what to do either, right? You find your own way. You find your blueprint. You find out what works for you, and then you freaking run with it. Because that, my friends, is the answer that you're looking for. What works for you? We can just help guide you along, but together, this is all a team collective, and everybody does their part, right? We keep throwing them damn logs on the fire. We keep burning this brighter. We keep sharing it with more people, right? We have the ability to impact millions and millions of people. And it's because of all of you amazing people who just have the power to say yes, stay committed, and then have the absolute superhero power to get on and share it with others, or tell somebody at the ballpark, or tell somebody at the gym, or wear a shirt, or wear a hat. Unfortunately, the ocean stole my hat when I was on vacation and knocked the shit right off my head. So I got to get some more. My white one, man, my white one. Took it, swept it away. But we got to keep sharing it, right? Maybe the sharks will join us. They're already omnivores. I mean, they're Shredder Nation right there, baby.
Hey, was it the fitness hat or the dad hat?
Which one? I don't know, the fitness one, the white one that I run in all the time.
I got you.
Well, I got to get a few more anyways, because I do a lot of sweating 7 days a week. And yeah, so that's what I got, guys. Like, it's just, it's out there, it's out there. So, and Isabel, send me a message where you're at in BC, because I'll be there in a week and a half in Squamish. That's where I'm doing my ultra marathon that I've been not having time to do any posts for. So that's coming up real soon.
You guys, we're going to close this out. I want to say this. We got the best health coaches. Jesse's saying we got the best nutritional protocol / community on the planet. And I also believe we have the best health professionals that any such community / protocol has. We have the best. And, it just speaks volumes to the credibility of this protocol, that you guys stand behind it, and that you guys are doing all the educating between the lines. Like, that's what you're doing. You're doing all the educating between the lines, teaching everybody why it's working, how to take it beyond that, how to become even more empowered. And I have a sneaky feeling we're just getting started. I really do.
I agree.
I agree.
I do. Jesse, thank you, brother. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Jesse, I was talking about you, brother, as a dad. Keep doing that, because every day, anytime I see you and Grayson,
Coach Grayson.
Yeah, man.
Coach Grayson, baby.
It speaks to me, and I just I think you're doing such a good job as a father.
Thanks, man. Thanks.
Yeah.
Him and I just had the greatest 3 days alone. Mom is out in Colorado running the Trans Rockies race for Under Armour, and him and I just been crushing life together. Me, him, the dogs, and the kitty cat.
That's good. That's good. All right. We love you all.
Okay,
We'll see you
bye.
again next
Good night,
week.
everybody.
Everybody.
Bye, guys. Have a good
Everyone,
night.
thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for sharing.